So you finally completed this year's scrapbook journal. And after a year of being in this same color scheme, you know you're not going to revisit these scraps anytime soon. So what do you do with the scraps? Well, today I'll show you how to use up leftover scrapbook paper. And here's how. Let's get crafting. Now I'm going to use leftover ephemera. Using the rule of thirds, this is what I'm creating. If you're new to my channel, my name is Christine, and I have a whole playlist on how to scrapbook journal. I'll put the link in the description box below or link it at the end of this video if you're interested in setting up a scrapbook journal you'll actually enjoy using. And so what I usually do is I just use the generic card sets that they sell you at your local craft store, and they include envelopes. And in this case, out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, I was able to cut 6 card fronts. Now the first card front, I'm just going to show you how to use leftover ephemera. And using the rule of thirds, this is what I'm creating. I found that buying these pre-made happy birthday or thank you wooden stickers just allowed me to craft freely without having to pull too much stuff out, because you know what? With these sentiments, you can actually ink them in any color that you want. They've been gold embossed and they are perfect for creating quick cards. I call it quick card creating. Anyways, if you can get your hands on these, they will change your life, because you know what? They add that extra flair to your cards without you having to do too much, without you having to pull out your die cutters or your stamps or anything like that if you feel like you need something quick. And I love adding sentiments on the back of the card. I know we always add sentiments on the inside of the card, but I am a writer and I love to write letters in my cards, like literally they're letters. Words of encouragement or whatever it is that your heart wants to pour out to the person that you want to give this to. Now the next card I'm going to do is pretty much the same thing. It's using leftover ephemera, but in this case this is leftover frame, and I didn't use it in my scrapbook journal, so I thought I would just use it as a backdrop for the card. So the question of the day is, what do you do with leftover scrapbook paper? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm so curious. Now this one is great. Using your circle dies and some leftover paint samples, you can create the most beautiful setup with minimal effort. And if you haven't watched the video I created on how to use free items that you can get, make sure you watch that, because you'd be blown away at what free items are lying around your house or from vendors that you can use in your actual scrapbook journals. And these are free, so make sure you watch that. Now, just a note, when I use paint samples like this, I will usually ask the store manager if I could take a few samples for my scrapbooking, because they're not specifically for me choosing a paint. And that's just me. I don't like being dishonest in that way. So I usually ask if I could use these for my scrapbooking, and usually they're very gracious and they'll say, yeah, sure. So if you decide to go into your paint store and want to use stuff for your scrapbooking, make sure you ask. I think it's just common courtesy to let them know that it's not for paint. See, and again, this is where those sentiments come in. Oh my gosh, it's so easy. You can make a card like this in 5 minutes flat. So simple. Now this next card is quite interesting. And who said paperclip art was boring? Well, this is a tried and true and easy way to add interest to your cards. I used leftover text and some really small scraps to create squares, and obviously a manipulated paperclip to use as a heart sentiment. I know, so chic and so easy, isn't it? You're not going to look at paperclips the same way anymore, will you? You'll be going into a store going, oh my gosh, I need to pick up red paper clips so I can use them as hearts in my kids' Valentine's Day cards. I know, it is so simple. And if you found this video helpful or entertaining, make sure you stamp that like button so it can spread to the rest of our crafting community. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And if there's one card that I love making, is a sentiment card, taking leftover scraps and turning them into banners, which is so easy to do. And yet, the impact of the message, I just love using banners as a backdrop to any card, to any sentiment, really to anything. If you are interested in how to make this pop-up butterfly, I do have a video where I actually show you how to make pop-up butterflies. So it's actually a really great butterfly that you can, when you open up your scrapbook journal, it actually pops up out of your scrapbook journal. So make sure you watch that one. That one's a really cool one. And I'll just place it here in the link above. Okay, and last but not least is this card. Again, using leftover ephemera, I just fussy cut around this butterfly. But what I want to show you is the tab dies or the tab ephemeras. Really, I didn't use them in my scrapbook journal, so why waste it? Why throw it away? It's a great backdrop for any sentiment that you want to stamp. So don't look at those tabs going, oh, what am I going to use this for? Oh my goodness, it's time to throw this out. Or, oh geez, I didn't use this in my scrapbook journals. Well, use them on your cards. They're beautiful backdrops to any sentiment that you have. I really hope you enjoyed this video, so take care and we'll see you in my other videos. Bye!